All right, it's Tito here at the Buckeye Blitz. Thanks so much for tuning in. Coming to you live from Las Vegas. Well, recorded when you see this from Las Vegas. But I'm live in Las Vegas right now as I start this. You can see the ugly curtains behind me that just screams Old Vegas, because that's where I'm at, Old Vegas. More on that later. But Ohio State gets a big win today. Let's do this first, by the way. I'm sorry. We're on FanStream Sports, presented by DSP Media. Download the app, FanStream Sports app, free, Apple, Android. Get round-the-clock programming, all of our great shows. We have so many great shows. This week's especially important because I'll be doing a combined podcast with RPT. Rob, the Notre Dame guy for us, as a Fighting Irish Blitz, as the Buckeyes and Fighting Irish get ready to play for the next game here on Saturday coming up. And go to the fanstreamsports.com, check out the website there, and there's also a FanStream Sports page on our FanStream page on Facebook, FanStream Sports page on Facebook. Go there and again, like, listen, subscribe, do all the stuff, share it with your friends. We have a lot of great programming here on FanStream Sports. All right, before we get into the, we're not going to talk too much about the Ohio State Notre Dame game coming up because, like I said, Rob and I will get into that quite a bit at length, probably at too much length later on in the week. But the Buckeyes get a huge win on Saturday, taking on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And the Buckeyes dominated this game. They won. Obviously, the final score was 63-10 in this one, and the Buckeyes had a 35-point second quarter. And like I kind of predicted, I don't think I was really any kind of like prognosticator necessarily, but I thought Ohio State would open up the offense more, and that's exactly what they did. It felt like they were very vanilla their first two games. And this game right here, though, they did let the offense go out there and do their thing, gave Kyle McCord lots of opportunities to throw the ball, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's start with the defense, because the defense was outstanding again. Western Kentucky is no joke on offense. They scored 93 points their first two games. I'm not saying they're at the level of some of the great teams Ohio State is going to face this year, but their offense last year was also, they were second in pass attempts in the country. This year, they're getting rid of the ball in 2.33 seconds. So their offense works fast, and it challenged Ohio State. I'm not saying it challenged them necessarily skill-wise, but just the pace of the game was something new for Ohio State. The challenge, I'm not saying they struggled. I'm just saying it was something new for Ohio State to play with that kind of pace on defense. And I thought they did very well. They held Western Kentucky to 2.4 yards a carry rushing-wise, which is great. 33 attempts for 80 net rushing yards. That's been what the Buckeyes have done so far this year in their first couple of games. Passing-wise, 22 out of 39 is what Western Kentucky completed, but they had 2 interceptions, 204 yards passing. They had the 1 touchdown. Ohio State outgained them 562 to 284. Holding an offense like Western Kentucky under 300 yards, impressive. So that was a good win for them, plus the fact they forced turnovers. I love to finally see that as well. Defense scoring points for them. All wonderful things for Ohio State as they get ready for the Notre Dame game. The West Kentucky never could get into a groove, and Ohio State, like I said, they imposed their will. They out-athleted and out-executed Western Kentucky. And through these first 3 games, you've got to be impressed with what Ohio State's been able to do so far with this defense. 20 points in 3 games, less than 7 points a game. I don't care who your opponent is in college football. If you only give up that much, because there's going to be times when there's going to be letdowns and second string and third string guys are playing in blowout games who might miss an assignment that leads to a touchdown. The fact the Buckeyes are able to do what they've been able to do so far this season with those 3 games tells you where this defense is with Jim Knowles. Now, the Notre Dame game obviously will be their biggest test, and again, we'll talk about that more later on. Ohio State, though, 204 yards rushing on 33 attempts, 6.2 yards a carry. They passed for 358, outgained Western Kentucky 562 to 284, despite having 12 fewer plays than Western Kentucky. And looking at it offensively, Kyle McCord, very, very efficient, 19 out of 23, 3 touchdowns, 318 yards on just 23 attempts. Fantastic. Devin Brown went 3 for 4 for 40 yards, 1 touchdown, the 1 interception he had. Travion Henderson. The Buckeyes overall, they ran the ball effectively. Again, with how many yards a carry, I told you about that. They're 6.2. You had 13 carries, 88 yards. Travion Henderson, the 2 touchdowns. Chip Trayanum, 5 for 56, the 40-yard touchdown, a career long for him. Mayan Williams got 5 carries for 23. Xavier Johnson, Evan Pryor got carries. Surprised that we didn't see anything out of Dallin Hayden. Not sure what happened there. And we'll wait and hear from the coaching staff and see exactly why maybe Dallin Hayden did not get into the game, did not get a chance to touch the ball at all. Receiving-wise, look, the Buckeyes showed why they've got the best receivers in the country, as we always thought they had. 5 for 126 and a touchdown from Harrison, 5 for 90 from Cade Stover. Egbuka had 4 for 57 and 2 touchdowns. Carnell Tate got into the game and got a touchdown as well, 2 catches, 40 yards. The 75-yard touchdown pass from McCord to Harrison, love seeing that. And so Ohio State just all around dominated this game, and it was fun to watch, and it was the kind of performance Ohio State needed to have heading into the Notre Dame game. So now we are at Notre Dame week. Ohio State, by the way, 6th in the latest AP poll. I got a chance to watch a lot of football this weekend, and when the Buckeyes can put it all together, they can play with anybody. Look at the teams that were unimpressive this week. Georgia was losing at the half. Alabama, they almost lost again. They should have lost again in their game. Michigan did not dominate Bowling Green. Florida State struggled with Boston College. There were a lot of teams that didn't do great this weekend. So it was a good week for Ohio State to come out and establish themselves that way. So we got the Notre Dame game coming up this week for Ohio State. And again, Cousin Rob and I will dive more into that. We've got more things we'll hear from the coaches as well and get some reaction on that. When the coaches meet with the media, we'll have more information on that one as well. But as of now, Buckeyes undefeated, heading into the Notre Dame game. What we wanted to see, it's a primetime game on NBC coming up on Saturday. But the Buckeyes, 63-10 win over Western Kentucky, and the offense clicking all around. Defense continues to dominate and impose their will. Can't wait to see what happens on Saturday. Again, download the app, the FanStream Sports app on Apple and Android for free on both of those. And then also go to the FanStreamSports.com webpage. And also you can go to the Facebook page, FanStream Sports Facebook page, and interact with hosts, interact with other fans of shows, and we'll do all that. So that's it for today's Buckeye Blitz. Again, it was a quick one, but thanks so much. Again, from Las Vegas, this is Tito signing off. We'll talk again in a couple of days.